Hello and welcome to this episode 2 of AEW. My name is Mia. I apologize for the white noise in the background. It helps to block out some of the other noises. I know it's not perfect, but we're going to make do here. So we are here in week 2 of June, and we have 3 new signings to announce to you folks. I went and I signed Marty Scurll because of his recent appearances with the Being the Elite, and I have a picture all set up for that, thankfully. I thought that through. Definitely not my first long-term save with AEW, but Marty Scurll is likely to sign to AEW at some point, so I feel like it's fair to be able to just assume that it'll happen sooner or later. And then Sting, I want as my on-air authority figure. I don't know why I don't know why he's only playing a road agent, but now he's going to be a personality because he could be really useful for us. And then, of course, our talent that we hired, other than Scurll, is Brian Pillman Jr. I have him attending the Nightmare Factory to try to get his stats up a little quicker. So I'm going to add Pillman here, and then I'm going to add Scurll to the main eventers because that's where each of them should be. So let's go ahead and advance to AEW Dark. Of course, we auto-book AEW Dark and go from there. And Kenny Omega is willing to put over Darby Allin. I'm going to write that down. So this will expire week 2, Wednesday, August 2020. But that is notable because Darby is really good. So let's move on here to the actual locker room controls just to see what we can find here. I want to try Kenny Omega and Marty Scurll. And they are strong friends now, so that is great news. Marty making friends backstage. Let's go ahead and auto-book the AEW Dark as per promised. We still haven't... we're going to clear that. That's not a great one. We still haven't gotten enough people we haven't gotten anyone else quite ready to guest appear yet. I'll let you know once that happens. So, let's see. Pretty Vocal Crowd does not like Mel. Huh. Mel may be out of AEW, unfortunately. I like her, but realistically speaking, if the crowd doesn't like her, I don't know what to do with that. So Nyla beats Shanna in a pre-show match as well. So on the main card, Wardlow and the Super Bad Death Squad defeat Colt Cabana and the Private Party. I feel like this was the same thing as last week. Also, I went through and added the rest of the people to the storylines. Shawn Spears and Joey Janela put on a not good promo, quite frankly. But Shawn Spears defeats Janela in an okay match. It's fine for what it is. The Dark Order and SCU have a segment here. Brian Cage has a segment. Orange Cassidy has a segment. Then SCU defeats the Dark Order. And then Lance Archer cuts a promo to finish up Dark. The reason we have Dark instead of canceling it is just so that we can basically give talent a spot to be able to do what they need to. So, to open up the show, we're going to have the Elite show up. Along with Tony Khan, who I hate that I have to rate him because I don't know how that's going to turn out. But it's time for an authority figure. So that I feel like will at least it'll add some fairness here. It'll also give Sting a role on screen, which Sting is obviously pretty solid on the mic and has a lot of popularity. So that should theoretically get us some good segments. So let's open up. the wrestling part of the show, with Brian Pillman Jr. actually getting his first match against Darby Allin. Don't think Pillman's going to win, but I'm hoping for a strong showing from him. Pillman generally has a really good future here, but Darby Allin is kind of simultaneously the present and the future, and I think we don't want to blow that off yet. The problem is Kenny Omega and Hangman are the tag champs, and so I want to try and figure out what to do with them first. So, on Sting's first night as general manager, we're going to have a promo with Adam Page and Kenny Omega wanting to fight FTR tonight in the ring. We'll see where that goes. Then let's have a women's match here. We want to get that taken care of. So let's go with Sadie Gibbs taking on Bea Priestley. I really like both these two women. I especially like Sadie Gibbs. It's not often you see a high-flying woman in professional wrestling, so it's nice to see that, and it's a change. So that's something we can do. Then we're going to see Dax and Cash are going to look backstage for Kenny and Adam Page, but Sting is going to stop them. So basically, we're going to have this match at Fyter Fest because this will build intrigue, and we don't want to blow off the match quite yet. So then we're going to get a one-on-one match. You know what? Actually, let's make it a triple threat. I want to get some more workers on the card. So I want to try to do recognizables. So let's go Joey Janela, Shawn Spears, if I can actually click it, and let's have Colt Cabana have a match. Why not? So let's see who wins this triple threat match, and we'll go from there. And then Cody says that his open challenge continues tonight with Pac. And then Cody versus Pac is going to be our next match. I hate to make this match as short as it is, but I kind of have a plan here. I want this to end in a draw. Why, you ask? Because it means that we can book this match again. So then we will have Sting come out and stop the fighting. And it'll be in a no time limit match. AEW has used time limits quite a bit, and that's something that I want to incorporate. And then in our main event tonight, speaking of tag teams, let's go with the Young Bucks taking on SCU. I don't think this is going to be better than Cody versus Pac at all, but I do think that it should be an interesting match to main event. And yeah, it gives a couple talents chances to basically go on the pre-show and do their thing. And then let's see if we can get any good teams out of this. This is something I like to do. I like to book a lot of guys on the pre-show randomly to see if I can find any good chemistry, because then that just kind of improves their value. I care about my tag team division a lot, so that's something where... Why did I just use Jungle Boy for the second time? I don't know where my brain is. And Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa seem like they'd be a good tag team, even if they're goofy. This way Marty Scurll can debut off screen. Obviously, I'm not too worried about, like, all of that. But Kenny Omega has a good performance, so that's good to see. Matt Jackson had a nightmare. Zoinks. So Darby defeats Pillman. Page and Omega want FTR. We didn't get a great thing. Bea Priestley apparently is not great either. Apparently we need to work on our women's division a little bit. Then Sting's going to book FTR versus the tag champs. Dax and Cash apparently can't cut a promo either. What do you want me to do? I mean, it happens. Janela defeats Cabana and Shawn Spears. It's good because I like Joey Janela. Cody versus Pac is going to happen at Fyter Fest. And this was actually a really solid match. Well, first Pac versus Cody happens here, and then it's going to happen next week. But my end game is to have them fight at Fyter Fest. So then we also, like I said, are going to see FTR versus Omega and Page. And I want to make sure to write that down. Then we get Pac jumping Cody after the bell. Sting comes out to stop it and says that there's going to be a rematch next week in a no time limit match rather. And then in our main event, the Young Bucks defeat SCU. Thank whatever deity you believe in that the Young Bucks are good in ring. Otherwise, they wouldn't be useful to me. So we have two workers that apparently are not super great with the crowd. So that's unfortunate, but I don't know if that means they're going to be fired quite yet. I'm still working on that. That being said, we had some really interesting revelations, including the fact that Kenny Omega is willing to put over Darby Allin. Kenny Omega seems to be one of those guys where he'll put over a lot of people if you ask him to. AEW has a lot of young talent, so I fully expect more stuff like that to happen. And AEW was shown last night, got a 1.2. That's pretty good. Mike Chioda joins Ring of Honor. Wow. That is interesting. Good for Mike Chioda. Pentagon's still preparing to turn heel. We need to finish that up. So at this point, I think that it is safe to close out this episode. We probably will do a couple of off-screen things as usual. Maybe we'll make some signings to work on the women's division. But my primary goal is to get us to Fyter Fest. And, I'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good rest of your day. Subscribe if you'd like. Thank you.